All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Late Night Shots Podcast, episode 124. We got Luke Pletcher here today. You're going to be going to the World Team Trials pretty soon. So, how's training and everything looking?
Everything's been good. Got a couple weeks since the U.S. Open, so it's been good to fine tune some things. It was good to compete, and it's always good to compete and figure some things out before you got to go compete. And something a little bit more with some more stakes. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
yeah, that's good. So, actually, I forgot. Before we get into this, Derek.
As all of you know, we have three great sponsors: Body Art Nutrition, Defense Soap, and Liquid IV. You can find all their affiliate links down below. You can also find the link to our merchandise. We have a couple new pieces coming in our merch line, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Luke, welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming on. So might as well get right into it. So I think a lot of fans were a little confused when everybody sees that you've made the decision to leave Ohio State and transfer to Pitt. So what kind of went into that process for you a little bit? I know, you had that heartbreaking last season when obviously you lost it to COVID and you weren't able to, capture a national title. I think everybody could say that, you're still a national champion in everybody's eyes. But, what was that kind of like for you, and what went into making the decision to go to Pitt?
I'm from Western Pennsylvania originally, so Pitt is basically home to me. Growing up, I was probably, I would say, like 50 minutes from the campus. So I was around the program growing up, and an opportunity to start my coaching career and get my foot in the door a little bit and come home all at once was just something that it was hard to pass up. So the figuring out if that was the right thing to do as soon as I graduated college was something that I wasn't thrilled about, but when the opportunity comes, you got to make the right decision.
Yeah, so you're heading into the World Team Trials. Seedings came out, I want to say today or yesterday. You got the 7 seed in stack 65 kilo bracket. So what are you looking forward to the World Team Trials?
Basically everything about competing is fun. I don't get to compete as much as I used to, so I kind of just take it as it comes. So I'm just excited to get out there, and even the weight cuts aren't fun, but it's all part of it. So I'm just anxious to get it all started again, and do what I try to do my best.
Yeah.
Definitely. We talked to a lot of guys, and I guess we'll kind of get your point on this. We talked to your former Buckeye teammate, Colin Moore, and he went through the same situation. So what was that kind of like for you? Your last year of college, you've worked your butt off the entirety of your career to get to that point. You're ranked number 1 in the country, and then you hear the news that the NCAA has decided that they're not going to have nationals. So, what kind of, what went through your mind, and, what was the emotions like, for you and Colin, and I know, the coaching staff at Ohio State, was great enough to put you guys on the wall, on the champion wall. So what did that kind of mean to you, if you want to kind of walk the fans and, us through kind of what that was like for you that last year at Ohio State?
Yeah. So the season was great. Everything was good. It was just, I don't want to say a typical senior year, but you're just kind of soaking up every opportunity as they came, because it was your last season. And Colin's one of my good buddies from college, and going out on a high note for us was obviously something we were working towards. So everything about the season was great. And then the news came, and it was pretty terrible, to be pretty honest. We have the recruiting coordinator there is Anthony Ralph, and we joke with him how he doesn't come down because he's really not involved with the practice too much. But then he came down that day, and we're like, that's bad news if he's rolling down. So so we got the news, and obviously we were crushed and had to figure out how to deal with your emotions and everything. And we had a meeting the next day, and and after that, I think I stuck around campus for a week afterwards. And then I decided to go home, see my family, and hung out there for the majority of COVID. I went back and forth a little bit, but not too much. And then, yeah, that's how it went. And then, like you said, this spring, Ohio State was able to, put us on the wall, national championship wall, which, it's weird, and it's probably weird for an outsider. I mean, we weren't national champs. We didn't win it. But even if I'm up there with it, even if we're up there with an asterisk, I think it's cool that they recognize what we try to do and how we try to do it. So I'm really grateful and thankful for them doing that. So,
I mean, definitely. I mean, nobody could take away, what you did for the program prior to that. It wasn't like it was, that was your 1 year there. You were a transfer, and not like you wrestled your full career there. There was no doubt, both of you guys, you and Colin coming in at the 1 seed with a pretty dominant season leading up to nationals. I mean, there was really nobody else that was going to give you a run for your money. So I don't really know if I'd say there's an asterisk there, but to each their own. I think you and Colin both are right out national champs. But
thank you, I appreciate that.
In your time in college, you had I think in your last year you had your battles with Nick Lee, and he's a guy who's going to be there at the trials. I think right off the bat probably have Yanni, so that's again another big one. So like, how are you feeling to wrestling these guys? I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have first round. I think I have Dean Heil, and we wrestled a few times. So it's a world team trial, so you can't do anything, can't look past anyone. It's going to be fireworks from the beginning. So I'm excited to get out there and wrestle with the best guys in the country in the senior division. I had I guess last year was world team trials, and there was like only six guys in the weight, I want to say, at world team trials, since it was the Olympic year, and kind of just still getting back to a normal schedule with how COVID interrupted with like the Olympics, and it was just everything was overlapping. So this would be my first real world team trials, and I'm excited to run through the gauntlet. That's the goal. So I'm excited to get my hands on the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so who are some of these guys, if you make the world, obviously you got to go through the daunting task of trying to, run the gauntlet and make it on the world team. But who are some international guys you're looking at getting your hands on, at your weight?
I haven't had any international matches. I wasn't a huge freestyle guy growing up. I would practice with, like, say, Young Guns or All American when we had like freestyle practices. And I think I competed like twice in freestyle in high school. Never went to Fargo or anything. And then in college, I would just like do the U23 trials. So I would like to I have no preference. I would just want to get my hands on some guys that have a different feel. And we've had a couple people come in training when I was at Ohio State that were from Kyrgyzstan, and then where else did they come from? One other country, I can't remember. And it was just different, and I've never felt that before. So I'm sure each country presents a different style. So hopefully everything goes right this weekend, and I'll get my first foreign feel.
Yeah, I might be going back on this a bit, but after that 2020 season got canceled, was there like any doubt that your career, like, you wouldn't continue wrestling on senior level?
Not really. It's just I love wrestling, so it's like I love to compete, and this just gives me an opportunity to continue doing it. If there's just something about gearing up for trying to put your best product out there, and then having all the emotions that come along with it, is just something that it's hard to replace. So when I'm getting the opportunities to do so, I'm gonna take full advantage of that.
Yeah. So the big talk of 65 is, Kendrick Maple coming out of retirement. I mean, you guys had your match, but you won the US Open. He's the 1 seed at the World Team Trials. I think do you think it's gonna start something with, like, because obviously Kale came out of retirement like 10 years back, made that run. Do you think it's going to happen more and more often, or?
I think it could. I'm sure after that there will be more bets placed within, athletes and coaches that have good relationships, and I could definitely see that happening. I don't know who would do it, but I'm sure there's going to be some bets placed, and whether they unfold or not is up to interpretation. But we'll see. I'm sure there'll be a few.
Yeah, because what was it? I think the pit coach wrestled at the one of the flow brackets, like I think it was
Yeah,
195.
Keith Gavin, head coach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know that
yeah,
was
and
like the
that was
really big
just
one.
yeah. That was during COVID, and he was training with our guys, and he got a chance to also compete again. That you don't really ever lose that itch. Sometimes your body just kind of gives out on you. So yeah, that was a pretty exciting time.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think we might as well talk a little bit about, we talked to a couple of the guys from Pitt. We have a couple videos scheduled with some more of those guys, but what's it like being in the room with you? You got Nino, Mickey Philippi, Wenzel, what's it like, Cole Matthews? What's it like training with those guys on a daily basis, kind of getting your hands on Pitt? And what from a coach's aspect, what are you guys looking forward to next season?
Yeah. First part, it's great. I think that's just like an interesting part of wrestling where I was talking to our heavyweight in the RTC, Beatrice Thomas.
Yeah.
And he was just training somewhere, and we were just talking about how it's fun to see the difference, like when you go and train. Now, I spent 4 years at Ohio State, and you learn like how they train, but it can be completely different than, anywhere else, but it's still effective at both places. So it's interesting to get, different perspective from different coaches. And so it's been great training with these guys. They all present different feels. I don't mess with Nino Bonacorsi. He's a little too big for me, and he probably doesn't want that. He don't want that work. So so no, I'm kidding. He messed me up. But yeah, it's great to wrestle with them.
That's insane. Definitely. I don't know. I'd like to see a you versus Nino match go down.
Nino would pepper me with that single leg over and over again.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, we've had some great conversations with a couple of those guys, and like I said, we have a couple of those in the works. But I mean, I guess looking from kind of an outside standpoint, are you still close with a lot of the guys that you went to Ohio State with, or is it kind of like you left and they don't really reach out anymore?
No, I'm still close with a couple. There's no like bad blood at all.
Yeah.
I was there when they did that wall ceremony, and I trained with them for a couple of days. I'm still good friends with the coaches there, and a lot of the guys that I was on the team with have graduated. So
Yeah.
Whenever it was my senior year, we were pretty young. So it was like I spent a few months with them, and we never we built a relationship, but it wasn't as deep as some of the guys that I was there with for 3 years, So I definitely keep in contact with a few, but not as well when you're not, seeing them every day.
Yeah, I guess one more thing is from a competitive side. Now you're a coach. And obviously Ohio State is another team. So what are your thoughts on their legendary first time ever a college has pulled the 1, 2, and 3 off of the big board? What are your kind of thoughts about that? Being a former Buckeye but now a Pitt wrestling coach, where do you kind of stand on that? I mean, it's got to be impressive to anybody that a school could pull the 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild to see that they were able to pull it off, because they're all really good guys. So it's like they're definitely getting some pieces. So it'll be fun to watch them.
Yeah, I know a big thing I didn't touch on was you're on a team with Kyle Snyder, and his time in college, all the cameras were on him. Olympic champ, 2-time world champ in college. What was that like being on a team with him?
It was great. When I went to Ohio State, I wanted to go there because of, people that were on the team like him. I grew up a big Logan Stever fan. I knew he was around. So But being on the team with Kyle was good because, you know, he just showed you, he was like the model of hard work and what it took to get to the point where he is, you know. So I just remember working out my freshman year and like thinking that I worked hard and I was working hard, but like I would look over and see what he was going through. I was like, there's another gear to this, and I need to find that gear. So it's important to have those kind of people within your program to set the example, that the other people can follow. And then, you know, that's just the constant situation where you see someone working and you want them to bring someone along with them, and they can bring someone with them, and it just breeds a pretty successful culture. So it was pretty awesome to be a part of that.
Yeah, I know this year, you know, when Gable won that gold medal, there was like a video of his family, like his entire team, the coaching staff, all like crammed in a little room. Like when Snyder was at like the Rio Olympics, you know, I don't know if you were there or not, but like I'm assuming everybody was watching that match. Like, what were the emotions kind of like when he won that?
Yeah, and at that point it was like, I was moving in to my dorm at that time, my freshman year, and like I barely even knew the guy, and I was just like rooting for him, you know. And I couldn't imagine having like a more like the world championships after that. I was rooting, you know, cheering for him harder because I've spent some time and, you know, had a relationship with him. So it's like I know the emotions that go into that, and to see it come to fruition is pretty cool.
Yeah, and with the rush out this year, you know, he's
Yeah.
looking like no side live there, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure, you know, I'm sure that they wish that they were there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Definitely.
you want the best of the best whenever you're competing at the world level.
yeah, 100%. So there.
So I mean, you know, I mean, other than this, you know, do you plan on sticking around at Pitt for, you know, at least a good, you know, a little bit longer at least now? Is that kind of what are the next steps in your career kind of looking like?
Yeah. I like where I'm at. I think I'm excited to be a part of it. I think we're a program that's just continually trying to get better and better. And it's, like I said, it's where I'm from, and to see people that I grew up with that were younger than me, and like, you know, having success and trying to get them, you know, obviously into the pit room, and trying to develop them and bring them along it's a pretty cool, you know, thing for me to be able to do. And I want to continue to try to help, whether that's, you know, just training with them or however I can do to help. It's just something I want to be a part of.
Yeah, I know. Nino Bonacourse is going to his last year. I think Philippi, he said, has one more year, and then I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure Wenzel's done. So, you know, you
Yeah.
have Nino's looking to get back on the podium. Philippi's looking to get on the podium for the first time. Like, what's kind of your outlook for that team?
You know, it's the same every year. You just want to keep putting guys on the podium. You know, we have a good class coming in this year, with some really good guys, and we have good guys on our team. So it's just a matter of, you know, continually putting guys on the podium and modeling that like you can come to Pitt and win the championship, and, you know, all American, and everything's there for you. You just have to be able to, you know, put in the work, and you can win here. So that's the constant battle. What you try to do every year is just get guys on the podium and win the national title.
Yeah, and also with that, like you've been on the senior circuit for really only a year now, theoretically after college.
Mhm.
What's kind of your outlook on your career? Like, what do you plan on doing? And like, what's the point where like you think you might call it a career?
Yeah. Like I said, like I was saying before, I like competing. Um, and I love wrestling, where it's like you continually just trying to get better. And right now my body is still working good. Obviously you still have the bumps and bruises, but I don't have any major injuries that ache too much that I have to take too much time off, knock on wood. But yeah, so as long as the body holds up, I'd like to compete, as long as, you know, everything's in the cards.
Yeah, I know. You know, obviously you see guys like Dake, Burrows, David Taylor competing well past 30, looking like they can go a bunch longer, you know. How big is, things like rehab for you?
It's important. I'm not like absorbing energy from the earth yet, but um, I'm not going down that route. But I do like to, study different things, and I do my own research, whether it's like Kyle Dake does, is getting some sunlight. I think that's important. I know the ice bath and the Normatec and all that stuff it's important because you kind of get out what you put in. And I'm not old, but I am getting older, and you kind of have to be a little bit more tuned into that if you want to continue to compete at a high level.
Yeah.
What's the lumen? I saw you did a sponsor post for lumen. What's the lumen?
So it's this, I saw it from, maybe it was Michael Chandler or Dustin Poirier or something like that, posted something about it. And so it reads your metabolism, and like you just like inhale, like it's through an app, and it like connects like through Bluetooth, and you just inhale, and like they have you hold it and then exhale at like a certain pressure, and it calculates what you're burning. So you do it a couple times a day, and it just kind of keeps up with that. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I saw that, and I reached out to the company and was like, I'd love to try it. And, if this is something I can, sponsor or put an advertisement out, I think this is something that would, benefit both myself and the wrestling community if it works well,
I got to start doing that.
Did it work well?
Yeah, it was interesting because I felt like it was pretty accurate. Whenever I would eat junk, it would show up that I was burning junk. So it was pretty interesting.
Interesting. Heavyweight Nation needs a lumen sponsorship.
Yeah, get that on there.
Oh, man.
I think I'd be scared of what that lumen would tell me.
We gotta just start. What's it called? We gotta just start like reaching out to brands, because I never do that.
Now we need to do like funny brands. Like we need to like reach out to like Slim Fast and be like,
Yeah.
hey, like we got to do like some funny stuff. We can't like reach out to serious brands because like that yeah, they'll probably say yes. Like we got no problem like getting people to sponsor this. So it's been pretty fun, but we need to reach out to like funny stuff. Like we need like Slim Fast or like Bowflex.
Get Bowflex back.
Get a shake like something goofy. Like a salad company, get like some Salad Works or like something company like that.
I remember, what was it? Eat Clean Bro. Somebody said, would you want to Eat Clean Bro sponsorship? I said I would do it, but it goes against the image I'm trying to put out as a joke. Like so many people.
Yeah, it's not good for the brand.
We need a Krispy Kreme sponsorship ASAP.
Dude, I would take that, honestly.
Listen,
that would be the coolest thing ever.
Our own donut, Heavyweight Nation donut.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be fire.
Yeah,
that'd be fire.
Right.
But I mean, getting back to obviously, what we're here for. So obviously that's pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of different things nowadays that people are doing. I mean, a lot of people do the cryogenic instead of the ice bath. I know there's debates on which one's better. Have you ever done that before? Because I know like a lot of like schools nowadays have them like either on campus or there's a place right near the campus.
Yeah. I have done it a few times here in Pittsburgh. I really liked it, actually. I'm not a huge ice bath guy. I really don't like it. I think it's good for you, and I'll do it, but I prefer not to. But I was big into the float tanks. You heard of those?
Yeah.
I did that a lot in college. They had like some kind of deal with, I don't know who, but it was like you could go there, and we had it. Ohio State paid for some of it, and it was pretty cool. Like I think it made me sleep better, which was my main purpose. So awesome. I like that.
That's awesome. Definitely. I mean, I feel like as a college wrestler, plus, you guys are at, D1 level at these competitive schools academically. I feel like sleep's got to be one thing it's either lacking or you're getting enough, or you're either really lacking in sleep.
Yeah. I'm typically a deep sleeper. Like I can sleep through anything, but whenever I go from training hard and I'll like come home and I'm exhausted and I'll fall right asleep. But if I like when we started tapering towards the end of the season, like my body's used to being exhausted and I wasn't exhausted anymore. So I was like, I'm up. I can't fall asleep. And that's whenever I would have to start do these floats a little bit more often, and it would knock me out.
That's awesome. I mean, I know there's all kind of crazy stuff a lot of schools do. They're kind of like, usually it's, but they keep it hush hush. Some of the stuff that these other, these schools do, because obviously it's they think it's a competitive edge. But
Yeah,
let's be honest, there's probably 18 other schools doing the same thing.
yeah, they all got it.
Yeah, everybody's probably floating. Let's be honest. The guys at Penn State, the guys at Michigan, they're probably floating too.
Yeah, if they want to float, they can float.
Yeah. So I mean, what's the weight cut like? I mean, we like to usually try to traditionally ask everybody that comes on, what was the weight cut? How is it? Are you cutting a lot? Or you kind of walk around normally and it's like a couple pounds?
It's like 8.
That's not bad.
So I'm probably like 8 pounds over. I was 8 pounds over this morning, so it's not anything crazy. Yeah.
What's the heaviest you've ever been?
What's that?
What's the heaviest you've ever been?
I got up to like 56, 57. I hurt my elbow this winter, and I couldn't wrestle for like 8 weeks, 9 weeks. And I just packed on weight. So whenever I got back, like, I think it was like the week before nationals, I could start wrestling, and it was just like slow and steady. But like, I felt I wasn't moving quick like I usually do. So
wow.
that
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I remember what's his name.
You know what I'm talking about.
I think our 41 pounder right now on my college team, I think he weighs about 185, 190 right now.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, he's living the dream.
What was his name? Kyle Cannell. I remember I was talking to him. He said he got up to 265 once, and he had to cut to 97 within a month.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's a big cut.
Yeah.
That's a big cut.
That was bad.
65 is a full heavyweight. Like that's like
yeah.
That's a big heavyweight.
That's crazy.
That's a big D1 heavyweight cutting down to 97.
Stay up there at that point. That's a lot.
Honestly,
At that point, like I don't know. I don't know if I'm making that cut if I hit 265.
Hey.
I've seen some bad things, but
I mean, so now kind of switching over to being a coach, is it kind of a little bit different, now that you're, and obviously you're in a different room, but what's the daily life kind of like now?
Yeah. So I'm volunteer. So I can't do anything off campus. So it's just mainly for me, it's whenever we get some official visits, I'm with them on that. And, I'm practicing with the guys and everything that we do with that. I'm there for that and practicing with them and traveling with the trips. And so it's just a lot of, wrestling and traveling whenever we have competitions. And yeah, just I'm the guy in the room.
It's got to be pretty cool though to, kind of when you get all these official visits, like, oh, hey, by the way, your tour guide today walking around campus is going to be Luke Pletcher. Like I feel like for people our age, like, I mean, we're both pretty young. We're both 19. So for us, we grew up kind of watching you. So it was like, being able to be like, oh, hey, yeah, Luke Pletcher is going to be your tour guide. That's pretty awesome. Like, that's got to help, kind of get some brownie points.
I hope so.
Hope so. I mean, yeah, we might as well just hop into some questions. I try to keep mine non-wrestling related, so I'm going to let him go first. And mine are traditionally also pretty funny. So I'll let him go first, and he can ask you all the wrestling questions, and then we'll end it with some fun stuff for the fans at the end.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it. So your top 3 favorite collegiate wrestlers of all time. None of them can be from Ohio State or Pitt.
Oof. Okay. Kyle Dake, Frank Molinaro, and probably I'm thinking of one, but I'm not going to say it because it's basic.
Who is it? Just say it, and then we'll.
Because you might break
Burrows.
this.
Burrows was great, but that's it. I can't pick him. Probably Metcalf. I liked Metcalf.
I think that breaks the David Taylor streak.
Yeah, everybody has said David Taylor.
I like watching Dave. I was always Team Dave growing up. Whenever that whole rivalry was going on, so I can't say
Really,
I can't.
a PA kid that is Team Dake?
Yeah.
Interesting take there.
I mean, Dake's like
That's
6
true,
and 0.
though.
You can't say nothing.
Okay, I'm not even gonna get into this because it'll sound bad, but
No, we can say it.
I don't. Why is it bad for me as a PA guy? Because David Taylor went to Penn State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything. He's
I
not
guess-
from PA.
Yeah, that is true.
He's just a Penn State guy. I was never like a crazy Penn State fan like most Pennsylvania people are. So
Yeah, you are from Western PA, I guess that.
yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it is different.
Different.
What
All
team
right,
were
go
you a
ahead,
fan
ask
of
the last
growing up?
question.
What team were you a
What
fan
team?
of growing up? Yeah.
Wrestling wise,
Yeah.
I was a fan of Ohio State. So
Dream come true.
yeah, I grew up hunting. I hunt a lot, and we have a hunting cabin in Ohio, and that was like the first introduction to Ohio State, where we were there during like college football season, and those people are nutty about college football and Ohio State Buckeyes. So it was like I just kind of grew up around that. We put a Ohio State like license plate thing like on the front of your, how you put it in the front of your car. We put one there just like as good omens. So like we'd go to places and ask for permission to hunt and make it look like we were Buckeye fans. So that's how I became.
And I'm sure once you made it on the lineup and got a couple wins under your belt, I'm sure it wasn't hard to find anywhere to hunt.
It didn't help at all, actually.
No, really?
No.
No, you couldn't be like, "Hey, I'm Luke Pletcher. I want to hunt on your land."
No, surprisingly, that didn't help.
Wow. Right. That is.
Well, that offer still stands. If anybody out there is listening and has good hunting land in Ohio, you can let me know.
There you go.
Free plug.
Do I have this question? You know what? We'll take a say. What's your favorite match throughout your entire college career?
Favorite match? I mean, it's probably the last one, Big Ten Finals. That was like the most rewarding. The first time we wrestled at the like big arena at Ohio State it was awesome. I think I lost, but it was like being a part of, like, it was at that time, I think we got the record for attendance or something. That's whenever like the like they were having the race to having the highest attendance, where it was getting broke every other week. So that was pretty cool to be able to walk out and have 20,000 crazy people in the fans and fire and all that kind of stuff was pretty cool.
That's solid. So, Derek, you can go crazy.
Oh yes, it's time. It's time to ask my,
The serious. Now we're getting to the serious stuff.
No, that was the serious. This is the fun stuff. This is the good stuff.
Yeah, this is one.
I got, today I'm gonna say I've got 3 questions for you.
Okay.
Number 1, randomest question just came to my mind. What's your favorite flavor snow cone?
Red or all of them. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm talking about? Like if you like the snow cones that come at wrestling tournaments.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll put a little bit of everything on there. I think it's called a zombie or something like that.
Yeah, that is what it's called. I think you're right there.
Yeah.
That is an interesting take.
Yeah, and little league, I'm going up there and I'm getting the zombie slushy.
Interesting. All right. So as everybody knows, we're Heavyweight Nation. We're some large people that enjoy some good food. So if we were to come watch a pit duel, where would we go eat in Pittsburgh?
The obvious answer is Permanis. Permani Brothers.
Yeah.
Move along.
Basic.
Gotcha.
Continue.
Yeah. This is a good one. Beto's Pizza.
Okay.
It's it was right by my old apartment, my apartment last year was right below it, and they do it different where they cook the sauce in the dough and then they add cold cheese on top, and the cheese like barely melts and it's like still kind of stringy, but it's not quite like completely melted. It's super interesting and I really like it.
Interesting.
It's good for like 2 slices, and they're big, and it's good for like 2 slices every once in a while, but it's a must try.
Okay. Next
Yeah.
question. What's your favorite thing to cook?
Favorite thing to cook. I like getting down with some wings. I like making the sauces and like trying different things. And yeah, cooking the wings are easy, but the sauces are where it's where
Are
you
you
really
a
bring
deep
home a
fry
good
or an
wing.
air fry type of guy for your wings?
I'm an
You
air
put 'em
fry
in the
guy.
oven.
Yeah.
Air fry.
Yeah. That's also against the brand of this podcast, but I'm an air fry guy.
I rock with the air fryer.
Yeah, I also
You do?
rock with the air
Yeah,
fryer.
of course.
Are you assuming things, Luke? Just because
Yeah, we were talking about against the brand for the podcast.
I mean,
air fryer.
it's convenient.
What?
It
It's
is.
convenient.
The dorm room air fryer hits different.
It's a
You can
necessity.
put everything in that thing.
Yeah. We cooked some
All right,
pork chops tonight on the air fryer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting take. I got 2 more questions. We ask everybody. This one I also just thought of. What's your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart? This is a make.
I'm gonna go against the grain on this one too. Is cherry.
I like those. Those are good. That's
They're
good
good.
Pop-Tart.
Or wild berries also is great.
Is that the purple one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a good
normal.
one.
As long as it's
Yeah,
not like brown sugar or something.
What about you guys? Where are you guys sitting on the Pop-Tart range?
You can go first.
Strawberry milkshake. Shout out Joey Rowley. He actually goes to Pitt, my friend from back home. He had this weird thing that during wrestling season he would only eat strawberry milkshake Pop-Tarts. And I had them once and they were really good. So I'm gonna go strawberry milkshake or classic frosted strawberry.
Yeah, that's a classic. You can't go wrong with those.
I don't like Pop Tarts, but I'll be doing some weird stuff. So like there was like one birthday cake one that came out. Sorry.
So you're going with birthday cake.
It was good. And like no, there's like s'mores.
S'mores is good.
S'mores.
Are you a toasted or raw dog type of guy? Are you
Raw
raw dogging the Pop-Tart?
I'm raw dogging the Pop-Tart.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Somebody clip that. Pletcher's raw dogging the Pop-Tart. Oh man.
I actually have to clip that now.
Thank you. Timestamp. Thank you. All right. I just keep thinking of these fun questions.
I love these
Definitely
questions.
Definitely not trying to get some extra ad revenue in here or anything.
Yeah, you're just clipping these, and this is all clickbait.
We're gonna make 18 videos out of this one.
Pletcher raw dogs Pop-Tarts.
T-shirt. New t-shirt design. Chainwrestling.com/HeavyweightNation. Pletcher raw dogs Pop-Tarts.
Give me some revenue.
What's your favorite type of donut, Mr. Pletcher?
This one will get you. This is probably my girlfriend gives me the most crap about it, is an old fashioned.
What?
I know, isn't that crazy?
What? Might as well
I
eat a
love it.
bagel. You might as well eat a bagel.
I love an old fashioned donut.
Might as well eat a bagel. Swear.
No.
About the same.
You know what's worse? You know those ones with like the swirls in them?
What you mean?
They're just swirly.
Like it's like a donut, but it's like a croissant type thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
they got like the rib on the inside. They're like ribbed.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like just like swirl them. I don't even know.
Sure.
They're terrible.
Sure. All right, what's your favorite donut?
Boston cream, but when I'm trying to be healthy, glazed.
There's a healthy chance for a donut?
Healthier.
Old fashioned is.
That just ruins the fun though.
Luke, you're done. You're done.
An old fashioned donut is about as good as it gets.
Your girlfriend is very correct for absolutely. That's a no. That's a no for me. I'm a chocolate
also,
frosted
if I'm gonna-
frosted with sprinkles. That's a go-to.
Get me on the sprinkles.
All right, next
But-
time you go to Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme,
First of all,
wherever.
pause.
Krispy Kreme.
Pause.
It's the Krispy
Who's
Kreme
getting-
pod. This is a Krispy Kreme podcast.
Okay, it's like 30 miles away from me. So
Who's
But-
going to Dunkin'? Dunkin'
Apple-
Donuts sucks.
apple crumb donut. Trust me on this one, you'll love it.
A coffee roll's pretty good too. It's like
Coffee rolls are good, but they cost extra.
Dunkin' Donuts coffee has fell off. It's not as
Dunkin'
good
Donuts
as it
coffee is not good.
You just
It
hope
used
for
to
the
be
best.
good. It's not good anymore.
Ordering
you
at
do.
Starbucks
You
scares
hope.
me.
You go through the drive-through and you're like, it's either gonna be a really good day or a really bad day.
Yeah, and when it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as like we had on-campus Starbucks this year, and it was like just open, all new employees. The first 2 weeks, oh god, it was an interesting experience. You're like, I'd get the same thing like 4 times a week. The first 2 weeks, I got it 8 times. It tasted completely different all 8 times.
Sounds about
Everything
right.
was different. Everything was different. I got more questions. Definitely trying to get this video a little bit longer. We kind of rushed it.
We don't make money, but
Weirdest
got it.
dining hall food you've ever eaten?
Weirdest?
Yeah, weirdest thing you put in your mouth from the dining hall. Is that a Dunkin' Donuts coffee cup? Pause.
yeah, I got this in 2017 Collector's Cup. I don't know if they still have
That's-
these.
Collector's
You
cup.
used to be able to
You
take the
big
same.
bastard. You big bastard.
It was like half
Unreal.
off refills. So I mean,
Oh,
the
There goes
ROI
that
was
good
fantastic.
Sponsorship.
Yeah. I gotta
All
blur
right,
it
go
out. It's
ahead.
not paid for.
what's your weirdest thing you ate at the dining hall? Everybody has one. They ate some weird shit.
I don't know. I don't really have anything.
No,
Probably the weirdest thing when I started, I guess like I started mixing the 2 pasta sauces, but that was it.
Oh, that's not.
Okay, you're gonna have a good one with this one. They made stromboli, right? They put tofu in there with like I think it was like buffalo with like blue cheese in it. So I'm
Oh.
like, somebody dared me to try it, right? I think I ran to the bathroom, but like I puked like all over the floor, like heading into there.
Oh my.
It was probably the worst thing I've ever eaten.
I don't mess with tofu. Not a big tofu guy.
Nah, me neither.
Mine was boiled cod.
Boiled cod?
It's probably not.
Boiled cod.
Ugh. What made you get that?
It was just there. I didn't eat it, but I saw it. I'm allergic to fish and seafood, so I don't mess with all that. But
Stayed away from that.
yeah, the whole dining hall smelled from the minute you opened the door and you got hit with that waft of scent. It was boiled fish.
No shot.
No shot is right. But last question, we reached a good time. Last question, we asked this to everybody. Oh, how do we want to do this? I mean,
Ohio State.
yeah. All right, so you could take 3 of your Ohio State Buckeye teammates when you were on the team, any of your years, any of the 4, to bring with you into the zombie apocalypse. Who would you bring and why?
Okay.
No coaches, just your guys on your roster from
Yeah.
any of the 4 years.
Okay.
No RTC, active roster.
Active roster right now.
No, Ohio State when you were there.
When I was there, okay. Colin Moore, because he's the mountain man. That's an easy choice. Colin's coming with me. And I would bring a small guy, but I think I got the small guy category covered. Bo Jordan and Micah Jordan. I'm bringing them both. Those guys know their way around. They know their way around, the ammunition. They can shoot. Bo is a beast. He's
That's
built
great.
like a god.
I think
So yeah.
Carson, and Colin Moore left out Kyle Snyder.
Yep.
I don't think I could trust. I don't think
Oh,
I could trust him with a gun.
Really?
Must be a 197 pounder thing because we had AJ Ferrari's teammate on and he said the same thing. He said AJ Ferrari would shoot him in the foot.
Yeah, he would just be spraying, and I think Kyle would probably just get too excited.
All right.
He'd
Well,
probably
you
love
heard
a
it
zombie
here.
apocalypse.
Kyle Snyder, if you ever come on the podcast, that's when you can defend yourself. Until
Yeah.
then, you don't know how to shoot a gun. So just
I
say
haven't seen it. I've seen Bo and Micah. Micah, their dad makes like recurve bows, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
All right.
So, and I'm going Colin for just strictly toughness factor. He's bringing the grit.
Final question, Luke, to leave it out here. We already talked about you, raw dog and Pop Tarts, so it's time to end it. Favorite flavor ice cream, go.
Chocolate mousse tracks.
No, that's respectable. Don't make that face.
Yeah. What are you talking about? It's not. What are you doing?
What do you eat?
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough? I got a little bit out of my freezer right now.
Oh, so you enjoy it.
I enjoy it. Yeah, of course.
Look, are you a cup or a cone type of guy? This is an interesting question. This is going to talk about your manlyhood. Are you a cup or a cone type of guy?
I'm a cup guy. I know, isn't that crazy? I like a waffle cone. If there's a waffle cone available, I will get
That would count. That would count. That would count. That's
Okay.
in the cone category.
I'm also more of a milkshake or like Blizzard kind of guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen Blizzard. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good
They
game.
don't miss.
I always said if you're going on a first date and getting ice cream, it's always in a bowl because you never know what could happen with a cone. Never trust an ice cream cone. Never.
It's getting messy.
If you're not gonna pause. But if you're never trust an ice cream cone. That's if you're gonna take anything from this video, Luke Pletcher raw dog Pop Tarts and never trust an ice cream cone.
Exactly what he said.
Yeah. Well, Luke Pletcher, we appreciate your time. It was great talking with you. We obviously look forward. We'll be cheering you on as you compete, this upcoming weekend. So best of luck to you. I'm sure the fans are going to love this video. This is probably one of our most entertaining videos we've had so far. You will see the clip of you admitting you raw dog Pop-Tarts, I'm sure, within the next 10 minutes or so. So
Perfect. I'm just like, don't take offense if I don't repost it because I'm not sure if I'm going to plaster it.
That's fair.
That's fair, but maybe if you want to just give us a story week, story.
I will. I got you guys.
Yeah, just comment on it.
Yeah,
I got you guys. I respect the hustle.
Hey, it's not really a hustle anymore, man. We live in the high life now.
You live in the
We hit 50K the other day. I got my feet kicked back in my office.
Yeah, you're living the good life now.
Yeah, we're now famous. I think we're on famous birthdays now. They just mixed our birthdays together, so we were born in like 40 something. But it's okay. We're two people on one thing. Confusion, but.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. It was our pleasure, man. It's a good time.
Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. Do it again.
Thanks for coming on. So it's been Late Night Shots podcast. See you guys again next time.